Don't go baking my heart. Best mug ever, hey? Oh my gosh, my sister's the best. She got it for me for Christmas, and it has to be one of the most amazing presents I've ever gotten. Also, amazing is that I dried my sweater with the little hangy things, and now I have little wings on my sweater. But I match my purple room, so that's pretty awesome, right? So today we're going through exactly what has happened to my body in the last 6 months after eating high fat. And we're talking about a lot of fat. About 70 to 80% of my overall intake is fat-based. And that primarily comes from a lot of animal-based fats, some plant-based fats like coconut oil. It's pretty much flipping everything we've been told about eating upside down, sideways, and backwards. And the reason that I did this is because when I was 14, I went on birth control for my acne, especially until 2007 when I went to school for holistic nutrition and learned just how bad birth control is for you. And at that point, I was 21, and so I'd been on birth control for quite some time, went off of it, never got my period, tried everything under the sun. I went vegan, I went paleo, I went grain-free and gluten-free and dairy-free. I did rotationary diets, and no matter what I did, my estrogen didn't increase, my cholesterol stayed the same. And in some cases, that actually got worse when I was doing certain things. I tried juice fasting, juice cleanses. Oh my gosh, every supplement under the sun, nothing was working. Last year, I went on hormone replacement therapy at the advice of an endocrinologist, one of the best in the city that I could find. And he said, go on hormone replacement therapy. I did. I got my period back, so I stopped. I didn't get my period, and I was kind of back to square one. So I found a naturopath who suggested that we do a lot of tests. I did a lot of tests, which I have here. I figured out that low-carb eating style with a lot of healthy, awesome, nourishing fats was about the only thing I hadn't tried to help things. Now I have the results of being on a high-fat eating style for the last 6 months. So I'm super stoked to be here chatting with you about what exactly eating high fat did to my body and helping me with my hormones. Or did it help? Oh my gosh, you're going to have to watch to find out. Some of the things that I noticed right off the bat over the first 3 months of going high fat is that I had a lot more energy. My hair got a lot more shinier. Like, I don't even have product in my hair today. I just straightened it and it's like shiny and awesome. My skin got a lot better because I wasn't battling with blood sugar issues all the time. I went from 32% body fat to 20% body fat in 2 months and lost 20 pounds of hormone weight gain, which is really, really hard to lose, but this was effortless. I have since gained some of that fat percentage back on purpose so that I could help heal my hormones. It just came off so quickly, I didn't really know what was happening. But all that is fine and dandy. No headaches, lots of energy, but what exactly was my body telling me? So before I got going on high fat, I got a bunch of blood work and everything done. And then in December, I did a lot of blood work, same time, same place, everything, all the same, so that I could really see what did this eating style do to my body. And so the first bit, a little tidbit of education if you don't already know, cholesterol is not bad. Cholesterol is what builds our hormones. If you have a history of dementia in your family, specifically Alzheimer's or any imbalances of the brain, or if you're getting older and your body's trying to protect you, LDL cholesterol specifically helps move nutrients up into your brain, crosses the blood-brain barrier. So it's really important to have cholesterol. It builds hormones. It helps us with our vitamin D uptake. I mean, cholesterol is really, really important. And usually as we age, cholesterol gets higher because our body's trying to protect us against the oxidation. They call it AGEs, or I call it AGEs, AGES, and those increase as we get older, so our cholesterol also increases. So the main bit here is that it's actually a good thing, and especially for women, my age at 28, I need cholesterol to build hormones. Without that, I'm not going to go far. And so what I wanted to see when I got into my naturopath's office in December was that my cholesterol had gone up with eating a high-fat eating style. And you betcha it did. It went from 3.69 millimoles per liter to 5.9, which if I were to go to a regular doctor and show them that my cholesterol was 5.9, they would put me on statins. But wait, there are a bunch of different types of cholesterols. So you've heard about the HDL, the good cholesterol, and the LDL, the bad cholesterol. But what you may not know is that LDL comes in a couple of different forms. The big A LDL cholesterols, which are really fluffy and they bounce everywhere and they're awesome. And then there's the B ones, and I imagine them being like little bees and they're stinging into your arteries. Can you guess which ones are good and which ones are bad? You got it. The A are good and the B are not so good. I mean, you still need a good balance, but the more B's you have, the more risk you have. Even if your LDL cholesterol is high, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's all B's and it's going to kill you. My HDL cholesterol, by eating a high-fat eating style primarily focused on animal-based fats with moderate protein and low carbohydrates, my HDL went from 2.24 millimoles per liter to 3.18. So I gained healthy cholesterol, by eating everything that I'm told not to eat. So the HDL cholesterol went up, which is great. My LDL cholesterol went from 1.26 millimoles per liter, which is considered low, to 2.45 millimoles per liter. So I have more of those awesome guys moving nutrients up into my brain and making sure that the Alzheimer's that runs in my family may skip my generation as well. My ratio, which is really interesting, so this compares your HDL cholesterol to your overall cholesterol level. It went from 1.6 to 1.9. So by eating a high-fat eating style, I didn't really change my ratio. I just adjusted the numbers up so that I can have more hormone awesome creation building blocks. Now when it comes to estrogen, so now we know that I have more cholesterol floating through my body. My ratio is bang on. My triglycerides went from 0.42 millimoles per liter to 0.57 millimoles per liter, which is still pretty low. But my estrogen, this is the most exciting thing, I was jumping up and down, sideways and backwards, was 23 in July. And previous to that, it was 11. I have like 11, 17. So it went from that 23 to 174. And I have tested this estrogen all sorts of ways, no matter when I test in the month. It has always been under 30 for the last 7 years since not being on birth control, and now it's 174. So to give you an idea, a person that would have under 30 is probably somebody who hasn't gone through puberty yet, so like a 10-year-old girl, or somebody who's post-menopause. So they've gone through menopause, they are done, that is happening. So I'm at 174 right now, which is amazing. And when it comes to hormones, so imagine you have been on birth control for a really long time. Maybe you did hormone replacement therapy for a while, and maybe you microwave your stuff in plastics. Maybe there's a lot of xenoestrogens within your environment. All of those create these Velcro looking things. It's called a sex hormone globulin. And what happens is these Velcros, they run through our body, and every time that there is a hormone, it sticks to that Velcro. And that Velcro doesn't let that hormone go. So that hormone doesn't get to do the hormone-y things that it needs to do to be awesome. So I had a lot of those Velcros in my body because I was taking estrogen, birth control, all that kind of stuff. My sex globulin was 107 in July, and it went down to 88. My ideal number is between 60 to 80. I'm shooting for 60 by March. That's what I've been telling my body and where I'm going. But that's really cool to see that it's gone down. So there's more hormones just flying around freely, not being sucked up by those Velcro pieces. Another really cool hormone piece is my thyroid stimulating hormone. So that went down, which is what we want it to do. It went from 2.69 to 1.52. The ideal range is 2. My thyroid function is basically the same. My naturopath told me to start supplementing with Brazil nuts, 2 to 3 a day, just the raw ones. But something that I've been reading is that Brazil nuts are very high in toxins, which can also increase the bad estrogens and lead to that sex globulin. Like, it's just a nightmare. So I've been supplementing with selenium instead. We'll see if that does the trick when it comes to hormone regulation and my thyroid. My testosterone also went up from 0.2 to 1.1 millimoles per liter. So the ideal range is between 0.5 and 2, and so now I'm right in that happy range. So overall, really great results. I'm super stoked about my cholesterol increasing in all the right ways. I'm super happy with my estrogen increasing, my testosterone, my thyroid stimulating hormone chilling out. Those Velcros aren't as prevalent in my body, which means my hormones can flow everywhere. My LDL cholesterol is a little bit heightened so that I can push nutrients into my brain to make sure that dementia is not an issue for me in the future, along with a bunch of other things. And I've also found too that my brain is a lot more steady and that I have a way more positive outlook on life and I'm smiling more. And this just affirms, all these numbers affirm that I'm on the right path finally. I've never been able to make these changes in my body with my blood work or anything, with anything else that I've tried. And finally, I'm moving in the right direction. So if you're on this journey with me, or if you've visited your doctor and you've talked to them about what you're doing and they're concerned about your cholesterol, please look into it before you jump into anything. And if you're on this journey with me and you're benefiting from it just as I am, I'm so happy for you. I'm so blessed to be doing this for a living and sharing my journey and hopefully encouraging some of you out there to play around with your health in the best way possible and really know that if you don't feel good, that is not normal. And if you're having symptoms, that's not normal. So hacking your way through this with my help and know that this eating style, at least for me, has been so life-changing. And I hope that you're experiencing all the awesome benefits too. Have an awesome day, and I'll chat with you soon. Bye.